I'm going to speak to the Director of Communications at the Ministry of Lands. Now, they are the ones who have this particular NAIMOS organization under them. Ama Mausi Mawenyefia is the Director of Comms at Lands Ministry. Madam, good evening, if you can hear me. Hello, madam, good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening.
Great. So thank you for joining us. This report we are receiving, the accounts we are receiving from the weekend about an attack on your director of the NAIMOS. Can you tell us officially what the ministry has been briefed on what transpired? What kind of assignment was it, and what challenges they encountered based on the official brief that has been given to you?
Okay, thank you. Good evening to you and to your listeners. So, if you recall, a few weeks ago, there was a directive from the minister coming from the president to say forest reserves, water bodies have been declared military zones, and that the NAIMOS team was going to be deployed across the major water bodies and the forest reserves. And these areas had been categorized into 21 hotspots. So the team had actually gone on ground because the deployment has started. The team had actually gone on ground to do a recce in some of the areas. And coming from Goso, from the report, the account that we received, the briefing that we received, on their way from Goso, around the Bonikrum, around Shidiem area, they found mining activity that was ongoing along the roadside. And there were a few people there, but when they spotted the NAIMOS team, I think they bolted. But there was a gentleman who was operating an excavator. So he was around, and he was accosted and asked to call the owner of the site to come over for interrogations. And while that was happening, Ken Obua, who is the director of operations for the NAIMOS, said that he had asked the gentleman to refill the pits that they had dug with the excavators. And so a gentleman came who identified himself as a defense intelligence representative for the region. And he further called another gentleman who came, identified himself as Rasta also. And then there were two gentlemen who actually came in two different vehicles. Now, when these gentlemen came, they said they were the owners of the site based on the feedback that Kenoba got. And he decided that based on his work, he was going to arrest them for mining along the roadside. And there was some agitations. He had searched their vehicles as well, identified, discovered some guns, some monies, and a few other things. So he had decided that based on protocol, he was going to take them to the police station for further directives. And then they got a call that there was the MP, Honorable Benizado, wanted to speak to them. He actually came to the site, and then he said he was asking for the release of the gentleman. If you recall, I think the Friday or so we had shared some trailer of a sort of the news, the initial briefing of the news to say we had arrested some three gentlemen along that area, and then details were going to follow. So he came and had asked for the release of the gentleman who had been arrested. And Kenawad decided he wasn't going to do that. He wouldn't budge. So, according to him, he got a call from Honorable Collins Dauda as well, who wanted to understand what the situation was and, just basically get a briefing. But, in the course of the conversations, the mob started coming in and tensions rose. And according to Ken Obua, they were overpowered by the mob, and it almost turned bloody. His vehicle was destroyed, the windscreen of the vehicle was destroyed, the handles of the vehicle and all of that, and they narrowly escaped. And so that was a briefing that he had shared with us. Now, further to that, the minister, Honorable Mokofibua, had decided that because certain MPs had been mentioned, it was wholly appropriate that he speaks to the Speaker of Parliament. And so that has been done. And then investigations have been launched into the situation to identify what exactly happened, who started it, what was the role of the MPs in the whole thing, and all of that, and then the perpetrators can be brought to book.
Interesting. Now, how was the condition of the soldiers? Were they physically assaulted to the extent that it sustained injuries? Has there been any such report?
I haven't received any such reports, but they, of course, they are military men, so they have to find a way out. But it wasn't a pleasant situation, and this should not have happened. This should not happen. We've been in this country and we saw what happened to Major Mahama, and that should be a reminder of what such situations could cause. And so this is not a good situation, and it doesn't augur well for government's position in this fight. Government has said that we're committed to, fighting illegalities in the mining space. And we keep hammering this. We are not against the activity of mining. But, I mean, if, for instance, there were legitimate reasons why the individuals felt that they could mine, this should have been a conversation and not a mob attack. And so the minister condemns it. Government condemns this particular action, and that is why the investigations have been launched into it. And then we can get to the root of the matter.
So, based on everything that the soldiers reported, the member of parliament for Isutifi North was complicit in the attack on them.
So the report that they shared was that he had come requesting for the release of the gentlemen, who were subsequently released because they were overpowered by the mob. And so the gentlemen have been released as we speak, because the mob was quite large. But so basically that's the report that we have received from them. And which is why the speaker has asked that the investigations be taken into it. And we've also seen the statement from the IGP as well on this particular matter.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, Omar.
That's Amamausi Mawenyefia. She's Director of Communications at the Ministry of Land, speaking to us on this ongoing issue involving an attack on some soldiers by the youth of part of the Ahafo region. And you've heard the official account from the soldiers who went on the site, and the accusation against the member of parliament for Isutifi North, who has also claimed that he was acting on a request by the MP for Isutifi South, who is currently not in the country.